Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mosaics of Eastern Wonderland. So, what is this about? We, Jordan and I, have always plan to start another podcast series aside from Erotic Symposium. But yeah, it took a long while because there's a lot of delays. You're originally going to start it alongside Erotic Symposium. Yeah, but yeah, finally, the first episode is up. And yeah, this originally going to about it still is about talking about the Touhou doujins. Like we pick doujins of any kind, Touhou doujins, and then we talk about it. And we have a lot of trouble with the structure and how we're going to approach it. And now here it is, the first episode. It's finally up.
Ooh.
Yeah, and what is the first episode, Jordan?
The first episode, we're gonna look at Rakugaki-Biyori's Echoes in Front of the
Yeah, the echoes in front of the temple. And yeah, actually part of the reason why it takes so long to have the first episode is I'm kind of lazy. I mean, okay, Jordan, do you like Fokoma?
Oh, dude, I love 4-commas actually. 4-commas have a very interesting way of pacing things that I very much enjoy actually. I like a lot of 4-commas.
Oh,
Like quite
okay.
a lot.
I only have like one out of all the 4-comma I read. I only have one I like. Yeah, most of the 4-comma is unfunny. I don't find any of them funny.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get a punchline. Sorry?
What? Why would you say that? Like what?
Because
Is it because you have a different taste in humor? Do you have a different pacing when it comes to humor? Is that why?
I have no idea. I just find a lot of the 4-comma very unfunny. And obviously there's the punchline, and then okay, that's it.
Come on, man! You gotta expand your horizons. Read more, better or some shit like that.
I do expand. I do expand. If not, I won't. I already stopped reading 4-comma. I still read it every now and then, and they all disappoint me.
Except for Echoes in Front of the Temple?
No. That's why that's why when you suggest when we do this, I don't feel very passionate about it and kind of slack off. I don't think I will like it. And yeah, I actually don't really like it.
Fuck, that's why we should have redone like the first two doujins we were supposed to talk about. For the audience. For the audience, before we did Echoes in Front of the Temple, we had two other doujins we were supposed to fucking do. The first one was, what was the first one again?
The one where something about the Billion Years.
The one with Moko and
Kaguya and A-Ring.
Yeah,
what's the name again?
I actually don't remember. It's a great doujin.
Yeah.
We did have a recording of it, but I kept cutting off because my internet was fucking shit at the time.
I'm currently looking
hearing me talk about it.
Yeah, because we are experimenting with the format last time.
Yeah, we were experimenting with format. I had a lot of fun.
The Immortal,
explaining everything.
I remember the title. The Immortal Who Saw the End of the Universe.
Should be that, yes. We were supposed to do that. And it was supposed to be like the episode was supposed to be symbolically important because in the Touhou subreddit, it was the last doujin to be put up before the weekly doujin thing stopped. It was the last doujin, and I was really hyped for it. The second doujin we were supposed to fucking talk about was Zonos' Hungry Tiger, which I had a lot of fun again because I was the one explaining everything. But what was it you didn't like about the episode again?
Yeah, I find that because okay, the problem with the previous structure we want to do is that Jordan will narrate the stories to me, and I will just do nothing but listen. And after I listen to it, we will talk about it. And we try it, and then I don't really like it because I spend a lot of time listening, and I have to react to the story on the spot. And if I react to the story on the spot, I cannot organize my thought well. So that's why with Echoes from the Temple, I suggested that both of us, Jordan suggested it, another doujin, and then both of us read it, and then we organize our thoughts and maybe write down some notes, and then we talk about it. And originally we want the episodes to last 1 hour, but right now we just say, well, let's just make it irregular.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's how it is.
Every doujin has different levels of depth, so it is pretty hard to just have it so that every episode is consistently 1 hour long.
Yeah, and then there's also the problem that some of the doujin, if we want to do a doujin like maybe there's just one chapter like Hungry Tiger, then it might be a lot harder because it's just one story. Echoes in Front of Temple is pretty long. Yeah,
it's been going on for a few years.
Yeah, so I slack off because I'm not a fan of 4 and you tell me it's pretty long. That's why I keep delaying it.
So that's why, you son of a bitch. I'm sorry. That was a joke.
Well, yeah, so you like Echoes in Front of Temple.
Yeah, it is a pretty good like 4 that's gone on for a long time. It is consistently good, actually. I want to say that it is consistently good.
Okay.
Before that, maybe we should have a very, very short summary about what it actually is.
Okay. Okay, I do it.
Will you do it, Matt?
I do it. Okay. Echoes in Front of Temple is it's kind of the doujin, or not really a doujin. It's like web comic because it's published in Pixiv actually. But we read it it's also up in the Dumbaroo. Yeah, some guy, I forgot the artist names.
Rakugaki-Biyori.
Rakugaki-Biyori. He's the one who made the series, and they are a silent 4 comic. So there's no dialogue. You just look at the pictures. And he's been doing it since 2012. Like the first chapter is at October 6, 2012. And he updates it. He adds one new chapter, I say, or page. I just call it page because it's just one page.
Yeah, it is just one page. It's not a
so
chapter.
He adds one page every chapter.
What?
And
he adds one page
every week.
Come on, man.
I'm looking at the
notes.
This
is why I told you shouldn't be doing this like in the middle of the night.
Well, I'm looking at the notes while looking at my computer. Okay, my monitor. Okay, he does it. Yeah, on every week and one page. And right now it's 2019, and I counted on Pixiv how many pages there are currently. There's currently 413 pages.
Nice.
Which isn't really a whole lot actually.
Yep.
Like if you count that, let's say a weekly manga. A weekly manga is like 19 page.
19 to 20 pages, yes.
Yeah, let's just say 90 page per chapter. And then there's like only this 413 page basically equal to 21 chapter, which is like in a shonen manga there's like 2 volumes. I think around
Yeah,
2 volumes.
It's not
No,
much,
yeah.
I guess.
I read it in 2 days. I finished it in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm actually into the series, maybe I will finish this whole thing in 1 day.
I mean, I guess it's based on how fast you read. But then again, what do you read? This entire full coma has no dialogue at all.
Yeah.
Everything is expressed through images or just through character interactions. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did
So
you see who the titular character is?
yes, I know.
Like, who's
I
the-
know. I know who is Kasodani Kyoko. I know
No,
she's not
I'm
very
saying,
famous.
did you say it whilst you were giving the summary?
What?
I said no. I mean, did you say it whilst you were giving the summary? Come on, the audience needs to know which waifu is in this.
I already said
coma.
Kasodani Kyoko is the main character.
Did you?
Yes,
Hmm.
she is Kasodani
That's very
Kyoko.
weird. I did not hear it.
Okay, we will talk about the structure and how it is. Okay, now what's the story about? It's basically a sitcom of Kasudani Kyoko and her parents. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Is it a sitcom?
I'm just kidding.
sitcom
It's
or
not a
a
sitcom. I'm just joking. It's basically everyday life of Kyoko. And if you don't know who is Kyoko, she is actually a less popular character in Touhou. She's the second stage boss in Touhou 13. Yeah. She's one of the member of Murin Temple, is it?
Yes, she is one of the members of Murin Temple.
So expect the whole cast of Murin Temple to appear as well. But Kyoko is the main character.
And she is the best.
Yeah, I don't really care about her.
Oh!
Come on.
Piece of shit.
I mean, I don't know what's her rank in my Touhou sort. Really something very down there because I don't really care about her.
She doesn't really appear most of the time. She doesn't make too much of an impact the first time she appeared in the games. But I mean, she's cute. That's what everyone likes about her.
Okay.
She's adorable.
I'm currently looking at the wiki and she's the boss in the 10 Desires, and she made cameos in Hopeless Masquerade, and she is one of the characters you will face in Impossible Spell Card.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's one of the character who got attacked by Suika in Wild and Horn Hermit, and that's it. So basically a cameo in Wild and Horn Hermit. She's basically has a cameo appearance in Wild and Horn Hermit. And that cameo is being beat up by one yokai.
Ouch.
Yeah. What you wanna say?
Wait, what? No, I just made like little remarks when you were describing stuff. I wasn't actually interested in making full sentences because I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, boy. No, just kidding. Keep going, man. What's next on the agenda? Now that we know what the story technically is about and who is the titular main character of the story.
Okay, so you talk about why you like it, right? Just now.
Whoa, what a philosophical question this is.
Oh, you wanna? Why do you like Echoes in Front of the Temple? When it's actually a very boring manga.
Whoa,
objectively. It's objectively a boring.
You wanna fight, boy? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
Come on, see me in Under Night, dude.
No, let's not. I'm still practicing, man. I just picked up Line.
Yeah, I haven't gonna play it for a while. I'm already pretty rusty. Okay. Anyway, so
I never even had.
You never even what?
I haven't even had the chance to develop anything that can rust. That's how bad I am at fighting games.
Or we can do it
So-
in pure FV as well. CV in pure FV. That's a gameplay mod.
Oh, yeah, oh shit. Okay.
Okay,
Now
so
to the main question: why do I like it?
yeah,
Whilst you, for some reason, you blasphemous piece of shit, you for some reason don't seem to like it because it's a folk coma, I guess. I don't know.
you go first. You explain why you like it first.
Yeah. First of all, let's think about it as a consumer of the thing. I'm just like, let's imagine me as just a normal fan who doesn't do art, who doesn't do anything. I do art.
Like a
Let's
normie.
imagine that. Yeah, let's imagine a fucking normie finding out about echoes in front. Let's do that. Let's make that fucking analogy. Shit, my mouth is a bit dry. Never mind. So I suppose when it comes to echoes in front of the temple, I like it because it's just adorable. Like in the very beginning, literally people were commenting how this is giving them diabetes. Like, I need insulin because it's so cute. There's so much fluff everywhere. The characters are drawn so adorably. Like in the beginning, their heads are much larger. Were much larger in the beginning because they were all drawn in a very chibi-esque style. Slowly, as the story went on, the proportions became a bit more normalized, I guess. Like the heads grew a bit smaller, but they were all still so drawn in such an exaggerated, cutesy fashion.
Hold on,
that-
first.
What the fuck? Why are you stopping?
That's an observation I didn't notice. Seriously, maybe I just go through it too fast and just wanna end this thing.
You really not notice their heads were fucking
No,
huge in the
I really
beginning?
didn't. And now I'm looking at it, and you are right. You are correct, but I didn't notice it.
Mm-hmm. See, I told you.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Go on. Okay. And what the fuck are you doing with your keyboard? I can
I'm
hear
just
you.
typing notes. I'm just typing some notes.
Jesus. Okay, man.
Okay.
So, and I also like the fact that throughout the story, in the beginning of the story, I mean, it was more or less just slice of life stuff. There was no there was no arc. There was no narrative at the time.
What?
Slowly-
It's still a slice of life.
Yeah, no. When I mean like an arc, I mean like, do you remember those little stories during in Echoes in front of the temple? Like one example I can remember is when they meet Hina. Remember that one? There was a nice little story arc with Kyoko and Hina.
Hold on
Like
first.
those kinds of narratives. Like slowly as Echoes in front of the temple kept going, more and more narratives began appearing in the story, and it was actually very fun just looking at Kyoko interacting with all these characters that usually she would not really interact with. Like in the grand scheme of things, it actually makes the entire story feel more fleshed out, I guess. Like all these characters have their points of relevancy at a certain point in time. Because if I remember correctly, there really isn't that many Kyoko centric doujins where she
Because okay,
like,
I just shut up. I shut up first.
Okay.
Oh, shut up
No.
first.
You might have a point. Go on.
Okay, you say there's not a whole lot of Kyoko doujin, right?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of Kyoko doujins where she meets most of the other characters outside of Myoren Temple. That was what I
Okay.
was trying to say.
Okay, because I say there might not even a whole lot of Kyoko doujin because she's not a very popular character.
That is very true. There are not that many Kyoko doujins, which is pretty sad.
Because she's not very popular. That's why.
Yes.
That's why I argue.
There's quite a few Choju Gigak like doujins out there.
Who? What?
You don't know Choju Gigak?
Jojo Giga?
Choju Gigak.
Jojo Giga. Who's she again? Who is she again?
No, it's not even a person. It's a band.
Who is that?
You don't know this.
No.
Holy shit.
What
Oh
Tojo
my
Giga?
God.
What is that thing?
Choju Gigak is basically
How
a
do you
band.
spell that? How do you spell that?
No, I am not
Chojugiga.
spelling this for you right now.
Chojugiga. Okay,
See,
wait.
shouldn't
Chojugiga.
it be? Shouldn't this be on Kyoko's like wiki page? I don't know. There should be something about her and Mistia. Because Chojugigaku, I'm gonna fucking tell you what it is.
Okay.
Chojugigaku is basically a heavy metal band, or at least a metal band. Made it's basically
I know about that.
I knew it, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I read it during my research.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a band. Yeah, it's a band started by Kasudani Kyoko and Mistia. Yeah.
Yep. I still want to eat lamprey.
Okay, go on. What do you want to say? Chojo Kikaku. And then?
No, when I said, like, first of all, there's not that many Kyoko-centric doujins. There are a few doujins with Chojugigaku. But from what I have also noticed, there aren't that many Chojugigaku doujins where it's really just about Kyoko's experience. It's usually either about both of the characters, or usually more centered around Mistia.
Okay.
So, Echoes in Front of the Temple was actually a very fresh take for me because I haven't really been exposed to Kyoko as a character at the time. Even though this is just a fan interpretation of the character, it did help me, I guess, interpret her differently. It did give me a template for how I was supposed to view her as a character. She's very fun-loving. She's outgoing. She's loud because she's a Yamabiko. Yamabiko are basically yokai of echoes, I guess. Ooh, so loud. And I don't know, it's just a very fun read. Just going on an adventure with a little, well, we could say she's a little girl, but she's a yokai. She's been alive for like hundreds of years, I guess.
Well, Serno is like 50 years old or 40 years old.
How do you know this?
It's in lore. It's in the lore.
Oh shit, are you serious? Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot. It's like 40 years. She's like 40 something, if I remember correctly. Yeah, go on.
That's interesting.
Okay, over 60. Implied to be over 60.
Over 60.
Yeah.
But she's still a dum-dum.
And she's the lolly. She looks like a lolly.
I don't know, she looks more like a little kid, so don't be a pedo, man. I don't want to do this shit. Okay, sure, she's a lolly, never mind.
Yeah, little kid. Okay, the two lolly is Remilia. That's really lolly.
Okay, can we stop, please?
Okay. That's our topic.
And so, no, as a consumer, as a normie, as you said, it's a very fun
It's a joke.
Yeah, sure, I know it's a joke, but I might as well use it anyway. It's a very fun read. It warms your heart. It makes you feel nice. It makes you feel good reading like the cutest story in existence. As an artist, however, I actually look up to the artist Rakugaki-Biyori. Because think about it. He has to tell a story without ever saying a single word. Ever. That takes quite a bit of, I guess, a bit of planning. So I suppose it makes sense for it to be a weekly sort of thing, like every week there's one page, because he does have to sit down and ask himself, how do I portray this message in this one page without ever writing a single piece of dialogue? Usually he does this through like character, how should I say it? The expressions of the characters. I don't know whether or not you understand the word mise-en-scene, because it's
what's that?
I guess it's like a film term. Basically, the things that are on screen, mise-en-scene, the things that are on screen. Like imagine a story where, let's imagine like a theoretical story where you see a guy in his room. In his room, maybe there's stuff like stuffed animal heads. There's a hunting rifle on top of his fireplace. That's mise-en-scene because there you can already know what kind of character this guy is. He's a hunter. He takes pride in his hunt. You don't even need to. He doesn't even need to tell you, "Oh, I'm a hunter. I hunt animals. I like hunting animals." No, the scene itself, the stuff in the scene, the stuff the director shows you in the camera, is what tells the story.
Nice.
In this case, Echoes in Front of the Temple doesn't really use like stuff, as in like it doesn't use objects to tell you the story of the characters. However, it does. I suppose it does use like certain actions, certain events, certain. I don't really know how to explain it. However, it does just tell you the story of what is happening. It gives you a narrative. Even in the 4-koma, it gives you some form of a narrative. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing because there are no words, and sometimes you have to interpret what is happening. But most of the time, it's pretty easy to understand. It's pretty easy for you to get the gist of what is happening. What is the idea that Rakugaki-Biyori is trying to convey? What else do I have to say as an artist? I mean, I suppose the main thing I was just trying to say as an artist is the fact that I really like the fact that he dedicates so much time to trying to tell a story without ever saying the story. He shows the story. And that's some pretty good ass shit right there. Other than that, did you know dude, Kodo.
What?
Kodo.
What is it? I'm listening.
Yeah, sorry. Did you notice that throughout the doujin, there are certain parts where there's no story at all. It just looks like a cover page. Like you either usually see Kyoko on maybe the right or left hand side, and 4 squares, like basically 4 komas, but the 4 komas do not tell a story. They are just images of the environment.
Yes, yes.
Did you know those are actually covers for other stories Rakugaki-Biyori has written about Echoes in Front of the Temple? He has books. They have never been seen unless you buy them. Did you know this?
Are you saying they are covers?
Those are covers for books. For Echoes in Front of the Temple, like books, you have to buy. That you do not see them in Pixiv or Dunboro at all. You have to buy them to get the full comic, the full doujin, basically.
Well, I can tell that they are covers, but I don't know they have books.
Yes, those are all.
So it's a web comics with physical release.
Yes, no, okay. The ones that we have read on Dunboro or Pixiv, those are all the free ones. He has other stories he has never posted for free. You have to buy them. And I want to buy them, but I don't want to waste my money.
Let's take a trip to. I'm telling you to. Well, you take a trip to Japan, Tokyo, on the next Comic-Con and find Rakugaki-Biyori. You do it. I need to work.
He does sell it on like conventions and stuff. Because I was thinking maybe he just sells it on the internet. Maybe he does have like a stall every once in a while in Comic-Con or in Rei Taisai or something like that. So maybe if we're lucky, we could find one of the elusive outside the internet stories for Echoes in Front of the Temple. Because some of them look very fun. Because some of them have characters that have never appeared in the web story, which I mean, I am technically still reading Echoes in Front of the Temple because I want to see Kyoko interact with the other characters. So
what
those doujins.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? You're still technically reading. Didn't you finish it?
I'm still following Echoes in Front of the Temple.
Oh, because it's still ongoing. It is still ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still ongoing. I'm still reading it. Well, not just because it's like a cutesy story, but because I want to see Kyoko interact with the other characters. the one thing I like about reading Touhou doujins is that I like seeing characters that usually have never interacted interact with one another. It's very fun. I like it. So these other doujins that have never appeared on the internet, that have only been sold, are very, how should I say, Jesus, that keyboard.
It's too loud, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking loud,
But
man.
it's not Cherry MX Blue, for fuck's sake.
Huh.
Okay,
So
continue.
Those doujins where Kyoko meets the other characters are pretty sought after for me. I would like to have them one day. So, yeah. In any case, to summarize, Echoes in Front of the Temple is the best. Kyoko is best waifu. Waifu status has been cut off with Kogasa. Now Kyoko is my best waifu.
You're joking, right?
No, that was a joke, yes. Kyoko is adorable, but Kogasa is the best.
Why is her rank on your Touhou sword?
I don't even fucking remember.
Okay, so she's...
Look, dude, I don't even care about Touhou sword and shit.
She's way over top 10. Yeah, but,
No, I don't think so.
But the thing is, I have a general idea of which character I prefer over the others. Just think off the top of my head. There are a few characters I like, Touhou characters I like, and Kyoko is definitely not one of them. I never think about her.
You monster! How could you? You're so cute. Ooh, look at her. I'm sorry. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Go
Is it my
on.
turn now? Is it my turn? Okay. So
Yes,
you keep saying something like cute, cutesy and shit. Well, yeah. I guess I'm not the kind to like cute things.
Ugh, look at you.
Yeah. For instance, I keep saying Echoes in front of the temple is cute, and I don't care. A lot of Hokoma, they also try to add cute. I also don't care. How do I say? I hardly get affected by cute things.
Does that mean you have a ice cold black heart or something?
Of course not.
You're not. Yeah, of course not. That was a joke. That was
because
joke.
How should I say? I even went before, way before, when I was very young, way younger.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I just started using. Back in the day, I still use Facebook, and I scroll the walls. I see a whole lot of cute things, things shared by people considered cute, or maybe something like cat pictures. I don't know, and none of them. Well, how should I say? They are all very dull. I don't find any of them interesting. And now I read mangas, and I don't have a social life anymore. I don't use Facebook. I read manga, and well, I never get affected by anything cute.
That's very interesting, I guess. I mean, because I've always gravitated to cute stuff.
Really, I don't gravitate toward cute stuff. I don't care about them. I don't like them.
Yeah, I used to have a collection of little turtle plushies. They're very tiny. You can literally hold them in 2 fingers, squeezing them, just 2 fingers. They were all adorable. I still have them, but I don't really, play around with them anymore.
I bet they move around at night.
And all of them are just there going, "Why don't you play with us anymore, Jordan? Why?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up and let me go to sleep."
Wow. Okay, what are you saying again? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I say I don't like cute things, and obviously this doujin or comic is trying to be cute. So yeah, I don't care about it. And then it's a 4 and 4 really entertains me. And so yeah, another thing that makes me less interested in the series. And then yeah, I don't really find it funny. Again, 4 is it's very difficult for 4 to, well, for me to find it funny. These are three things. Yes, everything a 4 has. Every common element of 4 has, and those things I usually don't find them appealing to me. Yeah. And then let's see.
Is there at least anything you like about it?
No, really. There isn't not any of them.
Oh my fucking god.
It's really boring when I read it.
I don't want to be your friend anymore. No, that's a joke.
If I like it, I might can read it in a day because again it's pretty short. Yeah.
Your sad existence, let me tell you.
And then, well, you can say that I really find things funny. There are a lot of comedies.
What a boring person.
There are a lot of comedies, but I still can laugh. Like when I research it,
you can still laugh. I've heard you laugh.
Yeah, I still can find things. I still can find things funny, but it's just that you can say specific because
you just have a very specific taste in humor. That's it.
Well, maybe you could. Yeah, you could. I guess you could say that. I mean, a lot of things I just don't find them funny, and some of them are. We can say some of them are very cringy to me, but not this one. This one isn't cringy. This one is just okay. It's like it's same as other 4. I've seen some that's very cringy, and I was like, "What is this?" Yeah, and then, well, okay. To say I don't like it because it's a normal, yet another 4 doesn't do anything special. Well, if it does anything special, I'll probably like it. That's what I think. I mean, I'll only like one 4 again, like I said, and that one is really special. Okay. So I'll write this. There's 2 issues I have, which, well, 1 issues I have, and you already brought it up. No, it's 2 issues. 2 issues. Yeah, okay. It's silent. You say it's a silent comic. Yeah, it is silent comic, and sometimes you don't know what is happening. Some of the pages, which I agree. Some of the pages, I have no idea what are they trying to convey, and I just read the comment and see what people are trying to interpret.
I don't know, man. That's only happened to me like just a handful of times. I can't even count upwards of 5 times that it's happened to me where I am unable to decipher what is happening.
I didn't count, and I feel like they aren't trying to be vague. I feel like they are actually trying to communicate a specific scenes, but the author is failed at that because the author is trying to make it a silent comic.
I don't know, man. Knowing how good you are at interpreting jokes, I should have expected that.
Just one time. Well, I only see you only tell me jokes one time, and when I understand it, I don't really find it funny.
Yep, knowing your kind of humor, I don't think you would find certain.
Yeah, and
I'm still so confused by your taste in humor. I really don't understand.
I'm also trying to.
It could just be because. Again, it could just be because I'm very accepting of funny stuff.
I myself is trying to find out what is my taste in humor as well. But I know that I can find stuff funny if I want to. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's the first part. That's the first issues I write down in the note. Is that sometimes there are things that we don't know what it's trying to say, and I don't think it's trying to be vague. And the second problem I have is there's actually plenty of conversations, but the conversations go in the style of like there's a dialogue box and the picture and the object or actions is in the dialogue box.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, and I find I didn't count, but I've actually find there are plenty of things like that, and I don't know why. I actually find there are plenty. It's more than a handful. And
Why
when I
would
look
you
at
say? Keep going. Keep going.
okay, so when I look at these two issues, I think that yeah, maybe this series. I don't think I would like it if the author actually make these decisions. But I still think it can actually benefit the comic if they do it if it does this. That is that it actually adds dialogue in it. Don't make it a silent comics. Like make it a full coma with dialogue. I
I
think
don't
that would
know, man.
benefit.
It's been going on for, as you've counted, 400 pages.
Yeah,
I don't think
I think maybe it's too late to change now. But
Yeah.
if back then, like back in the beginning, like the authors decided it is a comic with dialogues from the get go, maybe it can benefit more. But right now, the silent like it's its main appeal. The fact that it's a silent comic is its main appeal, and yeah, I don't plan to follow it, but I think that yeah, these two problems might pop up again. Probably will pop up again in the future. Yeah, I think that it doesn't really use its strength as a silent comic well. I mean, there are a few missteps. Let's call them a few missteps. Yeah, and maybe they can be a bit better.
I still like it. I still like it the way it is, but I guess there are certain points where you do have a point. I think I need a little more elaboration on that before I can, be a bit more conclusive on my standing on your opinions.
Okay. Yeah, and then let me look my notes.
Okay.
Yeah. You say there are story arcs, right? I don't think they are story arcs. Oh, how should I say? They are like chapters. When you say story arcs, okay, let me ask you. When you say story arcs, do you mean something like when Kyoko she ends up in the real world and she met the secret student club? Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I call them chapters because I
don't call them chapters because they are not like there is no standard chapter as like storytelling throughout the entire story. So I call them story arcs. He doesn't call them chapters. I just call them story arcs.
Yeah, I call them chapters. Call them chapters because every time we just quote unquote story arcs end, there will be a cover for it, and then another quote unquote story arcs begin. That's why I told it's a chapters after chapters, and the covers are supposed to be the covers for the next chapters. That's why I thought. Before you tell me that there are covers for the real physical books.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, so I see them as chapters. I thought they are chapters and the covers are for the chapters. And then, well, okay. And then, I don't think I have anything to say. I see something like Tokiko, which is something I researched. After I finish the comic, I did some research. I tried to find out who Kyoko is, and then Tokiko, which is something I didn't know. Which I find Tokiko in the lore funnier. I find it funnier than the Pokemon itself.
What the fuck? Yeah. How? What kind of... No, okay. This is some real serious shit here. What fucking sense of humor do you have?
Do you know what did Tokiko do You know what's with Toki? What happens to Tokiko in the lore? In the lore.
What is it? What do you say about it?
Do you know who is
What do you-
Tokiko?
I know who the fuck she is.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. I want to pronounce. I don't know whether I pronounce it properly. Tokiko. So she actually is a fan name given to her.
Yes, given to a bird guy. Yes.
Yeah, because she doesn't have a name. Yeah. So in the first chapter of Curiosities of Lotus Asia, that's her only appearance, and she appears in the covers of Curiosities of Lotus Asia, and yeah, in that she only appears one time in the first chapters, and she never appear again. And in that first chapter, so the first chapter, if you know, in case the audience doesn't know, the COLA, I just shorten it to COLA, is a short stories about Ringosuke Morichika. It's where he's introduced. But then afterwards, the viewpoint is always told from him. But later on, the viewpoints changed to who is she again? The Sumireko, is it?
Yes, at later publishings, it was about Sumire.
Yeah, it's from the viewpoint Sumureko. Yeah, in the first chapter, Reimu visit Ringosuke, and she visit Ringosuke because she got the books. She got some books. She wanna sell it to him, and Ringosuke asked her where did she get it. She said she saw a yokai is reading them, so she just walked up to her and beat that yokai up for no reason. And that yokai is Tokiko, and I find that very funny.
That's not funny, man. She just beat up an innocent yokai.
Yeah, it's actually because that the yokai didn't do anything, and she gets beaten up by Reimu. I find that very funny. And then later on,
monster.
Later on, Marisa visit the store, and then and then the yokai come to the store as well. She says she gotta gets her book back, because her book is being taken by Reimu. And then she's standing outside the store and knocking at the door, and then Reimu, but at the time Marisa is in the store as well, and Reimu just tell Marisa sees the books and she says she wants it, and then Reimu tells Marisa that the book is from the yokais outside, and if you want it you can just go beat her up, and Marisa just go do it, so she gets beat up again. Yeah, I find her fate I find her very unlucky to be beaten up by characters, even though she does nothing wrong as a yokai. Yeah, I find it very funny. Yeah, I find you could say there's one thing I learned. The one thing I learned from this comic is I learned about this. I finally know who is this unnamed yokai. She appears in the fan art occasionally. Yeah, and I also read what's it again? Something of post mysticism.
Shit, I don't remember. No, it's not that. Something post mysticism.
Works.
What do you talk about?
Simples. No. What's the name again? Oh, Symposium of Post Mysticism. Yes, I read that because the Kasodangi is introduced in there, and as well as a species is also introduced there. I read a bit of that, and there's also some comedy in that book, and I find them really funny. way funnier than the Fokoma, than any Fokoma I read. Yeah, so that's where I learned more about Kasudangi and her and what kind of yokai she is.
What did you find funny?
Yeah, okay. It introduced. Well, when it introduced you know what the book's about, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know what.
So for the audience who doesn't know, it's a book about it's an interview. It's an interview to Byakuren. Who's the
Kanako and
Miko. Yeah, and Miko and Marisa is the host, and Akio interview the three of them, and Marisa is the host. And yeah, some of the interviews there's also some how should I say notes or introductions of the various Touhou characters and the various yokais. And when Akio introduced Kasutangi and her kind, she say here's a list of specific words. Well, okay, the yokais, if you like shout in the mountain, you will hear the echoes, like the voice back. What you shout in the mountain, you will hear the exact same word.
Yes.
And that's done by the yokais. What's her kind again?
Yamabiko,
yeah. The Yamabiko they'll just shout back the what you say. And yeah, Aki says that here's a list of known response that will a list of known sentences that will elicit a different response, and each of them are hilarious. Each of the lines. Yeah, okay. I find that really funny as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't really read Symposium of Post Mysticism that much actually.
Have you read the Prophet Memento and Strict Science?
I think I did just a few bits of it.
Yeah, I plan to read the Symposium of Post Mysticism again. I don't remember a whole lot of it. There's quite a lot of lore in there. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all I can say about it.
Okay.
About the comic. Do you have anything else to add?
You know,
what?
I'm starting to think maybe your sense of humor, might just be based on Schadenfreude.
Who?
You've never heard of Schadenfreude, have you?
No.
It's a German word. It means to gain pleasure from the failure of others, or from the suffering of others.
No, I disagree. Because again, the Symposium of Post Mysticism, I find it funny, and none of them are about gain pleasures from others' misfortune.
No, okay, but how about we just say you have a penchant for it? Do you have a penchant for it? Do you have some like?
Well, I say maybe I do. I do find some fun. I do find some. Well, I know. Yeah, you could say. Well, in the case of Tokiko, I know it's not real, and it's fiction, and I can find it funny. Yeah, you could say that.
Tokiko got beaten up twice. She's innocent.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, it's very, how should I say? It's a very Touhou humor. Like they feel like they are the same kind of humor as the one in the Symposium of Post Mysticism and the Tokiko's circumstances.
Well,
they feel like the same kind of. They feel like the same kind of humor. They feel like it. I cannot go into further details. Yeah. So Yeah, but let me think first. What other things I find it funny? Okay. I think I find which? It's an anime Yashike one. It's a Yashike anime. I don't remember whether I've laughed. I think I have laughed when watching that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, well, comedies. Let me think. Let me look at my.
No. Maybe we could talk about this in a future erratic symposium episode or something. Because
Oh yeah, okay. Inferno Corp is funny.
okay, never mind.
Inferno
Of course,
Corp.
Inferno Cop is funny. It is literally the most sarcastic thing in existence.
And then TQ,
TQ.
and then Bakuon, and oh man, I forgot this show's name. Yeah. Anyway, Space Battle Loco, and then Shiobako has some occasional funny scenes. Yeah, I think that's off topic, and we will just, and that's all of the discussions of this webcomic.
I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah.
The only thing I
Okay.
can say is, the only thing I can say is I do wholeheartedly recommend this doujin, especially for people who love Fokomas. It's great. Good fun.
I agree actually, because well, it's obviously not my taste. You can say it's obviously not my taste, but there's nothing really wrong. It's not. Let's not say. It's not offensive. I've seen some Folkoma I find offensive that, and I won't ever recommend them. And this one is fine, at the very least. Does nothing wrong. Yeah, if you like a huge Touhou weeaboos, or maybe a huge Kasudangi, see Kasudangi as your waifus, yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Now let's talk about what should we do next. Like, what's the next doujin do you want to do?
I don't really know, actually. I never really thought that we were actually gonna say it in the episode. I thought we were gonna
Really?
think about it later. So I
really?
never had any like reserve ideas.
Okay, we can. Well, we can talk about it. We can talk about it off screens, like outside.
No, let's do another Zonose doujin.
You want to do another Zongose? You want to do another Zongose doujin?
Yeah, boy.
Okay.
Let's-
Wait, Zongose is
Which one?
one chapters? Like, no, one stories.
Zonose stories. Zonose stories are usually just one chapter, just done.
Yeah, they're just, yeah, his stories are all short stories.
A lot of doujin writers have short stories.
Yeah.
I just want to go through his
And
catalog.
let's go to his. But he looks like he has a lot of stuff.
Yes, he has a fucking lot.
Let's see, let me.
He has gone through like 30 books by this point.
1, 2, 3,
Books
4,
that I
5,
have
6,
never seen before.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36.
Let's go to the picture.
And yeah, their books are usually more than 30 pages. Let's say it's a monthly. Let's say let's treat like a monthly manga, and a monthly manga has like 5 chapters. That's like 7 volumes. That's quite a lot actually. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna continue talking, so I just kept quiet.
Well, that's quite a lot, and well, how should I say? I don't know whether shall we. I don't want to go through all the catalogs. That would be too much to talk about, and each of them are so different from each other. But I do have ideas that if see one story might be too short, right? Maybe too little stuff to talk about, and we can do like 2 to 3 stories.
Yeah, I guess we can. That's a good idea.
Yeah, We do 2 to 3 stories.
Still, Zona's stuff is also rather deep. So when you think about that.
Still, I insist 2 to 3 stories. Maybe next time we really do Zongo says.
Yeah, sure. You can do that.
Yeah, well. And yeah, this series will be irregular. I think it'll be pretty regular.
Shit! I gotta wake up so early again. Like
yeah, you will. Well, not really not necessarily twice a week. We can do it in a day, once a week. It will be fast enough, efficient enough. Yeah. So I think we can close this up. So yeah. Thank you for listening. And if you wanna read the echoes in front of the temple, you can read it in Damburu or in the Pixiv. I will link both things in the description below. Oh, if you don't wanna,
yeah, sure. Maybe you should just link the Pixiv one to the original artist.
Well,
it's a better idea.
Okay.
Support him, man. Support him.
Okay then. And I'm gonna say, yeah, there's also. Let's just link both. There's also a third link. It's actually there's also a video series. It's fan made. Like they put someone just put the music and then they just input each of the panels, and there's like 16 or 13 videos, and it has not been updated for a while. Yeah, there are like 20 episodes. There are 20 episodes on YouTube. Yeah, it's all done by the same. It's done by the same guys, fan made. Yeah, the last episode is on July 2017. Yeah, if you don't wanna read, you can also watch as well, or listening to music, because they are background music.
If you're lazy.
Yeah, if you are lazy to scroll with your fingers. Yeah, and that's it.
Yep, that should be all.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yep, thank you for listening. See you fuckers next week.